Racing games have evolved a lot over the years, and in 2026 there are some amazing racing games you can play right now for absolutely free. From realistic simulators to arcade chaos and even unique drifting experiences, there are some seriously good options to try out right now. So in this video I have picked 10 of the best free racing games you should be playing right now in 2026. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Starting at number 10, we got an awesome game called Initial Unity Reborn. This one is a completely free racing / drifting simulator and basically a dream game if you are into more like Initial D style street racing. It's actually a fan-made project focused heavily on toge racing, so you're mostly driving on tight mountain roads in Japan, drifting through corners and try to perfect your lines. The gameplay sits somewhere between arcadey and simulation, so it's not super hardcore by any means, but you still need to have a proper control and timing to be fast. There is no real story behind the game, it's more about improving your driving skills, time attack and battling other players. There are more than 18 plus car models to choose, each offering its unique handling and performance. Right now the game is only available on PC since it's mostly community driven, and also kind of a hidden gem because you won't find the game on Steam. Right now it is only available through their official website, which I will link it down below. At number 9, we got a pretty newly released title on Steam that not a lot of people know about, and it is called RC Overdrive. It's a simple, fun and unique take on racing because you are not driving real cars here, you're controlling RC cars in mini world environments like malls, small indoor style tracks. The gameplay, it's a mix of arcade style and light simulation. It's very easy to get into but still has some depth with handling and control. You got championships, different tracks and about 10 racing cars to choose, each with their own feel plus some cool items like boost, oil spills, even draws to mess around with your opponent. It's mainly a single player focused experience with AI difficulty option, so it's mostly targeted toward those casual audience. Ultimately, it is one of those chill games that you can hop in for quick races, nothing too serious. If you're into this small scale arcade style racing, download, try it out, it is totally free on Steam. My first Gran Turismo is basically a completely free, beginner-friendly version of Gran Turismo. So if you're someone who never played a proper racing simulator before, this is a really good place to start. The gameplay is focused on learning the basics, things like braking, cornering, and racing lines through different challenges and events, but still pretty smooth and realistic like a proper racing simulator. There is no real single-player story here, it's more like driving journey where you slowly improve your skills. You get modes like race events, time trials, license test, even music-based mods, so there is definitely a decent bit of variety for a free title. You also get around 18 plus cars and few unique tracks, which is not huge but enough to keep you interesting. And obviously Gran Turismo is a PlayStation title, so it is only available on PS4 and PS5. Definitely a great starting point for your proper racing simulator journey. At number 7, we got Trackmania, one of the most addictive and one of the most popular free racing games out there, but it's very different compared to a typical racing experience. So instead of traditional racing with laps and opponents, this one is mostly about time trials, just you, track and try to get the perfect run. The gameplay, it's super simple to pick up but really harder to master, especially when you start learning things like drifting and maintaining speed. The gameplay is mostly about skill, precision and improving your times. You get different modes like time attack, rank multiplayer, daily competition and even knockout style mode, plus tons of community driven mods and tracks, so there is basically an endless amount of content. It supports both single player and multiplayer, and the multiplayer side is of course where the game is really shine. You can play it on PC, PlayStation, Xbox. It even supports crossplay, which is a big plus. Moving on at number 6, we got Night Runners Prologue, and this one is all about that underground Japanese street racing vibe, and honestly, it nails that atmosphere. You're basically thrown into this gritty world of night racing where different crews fight for control and you try to build your reputation from ground up. It sets in the early 90s to early 2000s era, so it got that cool old school vintage vibe going for it. Even though it's a prologue version of the game, there are a surprisingly good amount of content to explore here. The gameplay is actually more than racing. You actually buy cars from auctions, tune them, maintain them and take into the high risk wager races where you can literally lose money if you mess this up. It's mostly focused on 1v1 street races, time attacks and free roam. There's even a bit of a walking around in your garage and car meets, which adds a bit to the immersion. I'm a big fan of old school underground carbon style games, so this got that old school 2000s vibe, which I'm a big fan of. Right now it's mainly a single player focused experience and only available on PC through Steam. So all in all, if you're into Japanese car culture, drifting and midnight highway racing, no doubt one of the coolest games to download for absolutely free. Alright, moving on to a bit of an underrated racing game on Steam right now, and it is called Formula Evolution 2025. It's a really interesting free formula racing game, but with a bit of a twist. It's actually more like an MMO racing experience rather than traditional simulator. So instead of long realistic races, you're jumping into short, fast-paced races that can play with up to 40 players, which makes it feel chaotic at the same time a bit more fun. The gameplay is more on the arcade side with some light simulation elements, so it's very easy to pick up, but still you need to understand the basics like braking and racing lines. One cool thing is that the progression system in the game, you start with a very old formula cars from like the 1950s, then slowly work your way to the modern machines by earning credits and upgrading them. There is no real single player story here, it's more about grinding races, unlocking cars and upgrading setups. It does support both single player and multiplayer, but right now it is super underrated on Steam, so not a lot of people playing at the moment, so single player is obviously the way to go. And also it is an indie developed early access title on Steam, so don't expect like Need for Speed like graphic, but if you're a hardcore F1 simulator fan and want a free fast-paced formula racing game with good progression, this is a cool game to try out right now. If you're into drifting, Drift Legends 2 is no doubt one of the coolest games you can play right now on PC. It's more of an arcade style drifting game, so it's super easy to pick up, but still feels smooth and satisfying when you start linking clean drifts together. The whole game is basically built around style, control and mastering your lines rather than just finishing races. Obviously it is a pretty popular mobile game ported onto PC, but despite that, visually the game looks pretty decent to me. Obviously it's not going to win any awards in terms of visuals, car models or animations. The game also features a full career story progression where you start as a beginner and you work your way becoming a top tier drifter. Along the way you will unlock new cars. There are more than 50 plus car models inspired from classic JDMs, muscles, European styles, and also can customize them visually with paints and levers. So in terms of game modes, you got single player career, practice mode, online multiplayer including PvP battles, co-op events and even cross-platform competitions. Right now it is available on PC. You can download the game through Steam. Definitely one of the coolest free games to try out, especially if you have a potato PC and if you like racing games. If you're someone who only care about having fun while racing, Disney Speedstorm is no doubt one of the coolest arcade races you can try out right now. It's basically a Mario Kart style game but with Disney characters, and it's incredibly fun to jump in, especially with your friends on couch co-op. You got all the usual stuff, drifting, boosting, power-ups and chaotic races, but with each character has their own unique abilities and skills, which makes a big difference during races. There is no real story in a traditional sense, but there are seasonal tours, limited time events and progression system where you unlock new characters, upgrade and keep grinding. You got your rank multiplayer, regular multiplayer, local co-op up to 4 players with split screen, which is incredible to play, and also solo events if you want to jump in without any friends. It's a fully multiplayer focused title with crossplay, and it is available on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, even on Android and iOS also. Pretty much everyone can jump in and enjoy for absolutely free. Asphalt Legends is a game that needs absolutely no introduction when it comes to free racing titles. It's basically the king of arcade racing on the free-to-play market right now. The gameplay is super fast, super flashy, not realistic at all, but in a very fun way. You're boosting, drifting, doing crazy jumps, even take down opponents mid-race, so it's much more fun and much more chaotic compared to any other racing game. There's actually a huge amount of content considering this one is a free-to-play title. You got a full-fledged career mode for single player, plus tons of daily events, seasonal events, challenges. There's even multiplayer, which plays a big part of the game. You can race real players online, climb ranks, even play co-op modes like team-based races, so you can simply spend hundreds of hours grinding the game. One of the best things about this one is the cross-play support, which means you can easily play with your friends no matter what the platform they are on. It's available pretty much everywhere: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, Android, iOS, so it's super easy to jump in. As I said, it's a super easy game to pick up and play, and also super easy to run on any kind of potato PC. You can even play this one without a graphic card, which is a big bonus. Moving away from arcade races to a super realistic simulation title, at number 1 spot we got RaceRoom Racing Experience. This one is easily one of the most realistic, physics-based free racing games you can play right now, especially if you're into proper sim racing style games. The driving feels super authentic with realistic physics, car handling and even engine sounds. So it's a hardcore racer, so there's a bit of a learning curve, and obviously it is targeted towards those hardcore simulation racing fans. There is no single player story here, it's all about pure racing You got a bunch of modes like practice, single races, championships, time trials, online multiplayer. So there's always something to do whether you're playing solo or competing against others. It's a bit of an older game at this point, but still pretty popular among sim racing fans. It's only available on PC through Steam, and while the base game is completely free, a lot of the extra cars, tracks are included as DLCs, but still one of the best free entries into the hardcore simulation world. Well, there you have it, guys. These are some of the best free racing games you should be playing right now in 2026. There are a few other popular games that I haven't really mentioned in this video. Games like Rocket League, which counted more towards the sports side, and also games like Crossout, which is more like a vehicular combat style of a game. And I haven't mentioned any Roblox games or games available inside Fortnite like Rocket Racing, and all of them are also free to play if you want to try them out. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more free to play game coverage like this. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.